Hello and welcome to episode 66 of VocTer Gaming. I'm your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here on Saturday with Game 4 in this Gigabyte Cup series, this best of 5 between our two players. First of all, the Green Protoss spawning in the west. He is Gurbby. And spawning in the north, he is our Yellow Terran. He is EmpireHappy. Now, of course, the reason I'm doing this Saturday video is because you didn't get one on Thursday because I was busy screwing up my computer and formatting the wrong hard drive and such like. But that's okay. So, big announcements to make. First of all, the SCF Open, which is the scforum.eu monthly tournament, is now closed for November. We have our 5 pools of players. We have Robzilla, Shutout, Heaven, Nutcase, Tugsy, MX5, Logic, Owndizzled, Lethal, me, Bladder, The Pete, Adzi, Venom, Lup, Jakar, Jord, Superman Amos, Shirt, and finally Pool E is Sickly, The Raged, Adamski, Frosty, and Intensity. So that's going to be a really fun tournament. That will either be next weekend or the weekend after. It will take place on this Saturday and Sunday. I would quite like it to be the weekend after next, because then I'm actually free to be around all weekend. Otherwise it's going to be a bit light on me and a bit heavy on everyone else, which of course you don't want, because I'm the best. I'm not really the best, but I am the best. Anyways, we see Grubby is going for his fast expand build again. 0 gateways, 1 nexus. Of course, Happy will scout this. As he sees this gateway building, he's going to know he's going to be behind economically. But that's okay, because he's Terran, and he can make mules. Which means you are never behind economically. So to tell you a bit more about these players, if you just jumped into this series, Grubby is currently 2-1 up in this best of 5. So if he wins today, he takes the series and advances in the Gigabyte Cup. Of course, if Happy wins, that will tie it to 2-2, and we will come back on Tuesday with the final game. However, both of these players are former and kind of current Warcraft 3 pros. Happy, pretty decent, won a few things. Got a name for himself, got on a team, you know, nothing to sniff at. Grubby, however, has been in the top 10 of Warcraft 3 pros every year since 2004. This is based on earnings. So this guy is pretty sick, and that's why I kind of wanted to watch him here. And of course, he's also participating in the EGS, is it called? The EGS? The GSS? Something like that. There's some initials. He's participating. I was watching him last night, and he's pretty much owning the feast. Or feast, I can't remember. It was a terrible name anyway. But Grubby was pretty much smashing him to bits when I turned it on. Right now, not much going on, since Grubby has decided to play a slightly more standard, or more economy based. It will take a while for this game to pick up. Happy, meanwhile, is going, it looks like, pretty heavily bio, getting reactor Hellions out, so 2 Hellions at a time, and then is just going to be running with these 3 barracks. Also a defensive bunker there. Happy does seem to like to wall off with that bunker at the front, which I cannot blame him for. I think that's a good choice. Interestingly, Warp Gate is not finished yet. Warp Gate is not finished because he built a Nexus first. And a starport going down now. Barracks swapping onto that reactor, so he has enough reactor Hellions. And they are going to make a little push. Hellions, of course, not the greatest thing against Protoss, because they're not very useful against Stalkers, as we are about to see. And that is a nice wall there from Grubby. A pylon wall there, along with a few Stalkers, stops those Hellions from getting in. Completely denies that push. Happy again placing this factory at the bottom of the ramp. I'm not sure I like this. It it doesn't wall off enough of the ramp to stop anything particularly. It makes Protoss force fields even better on the ramp, and it just dies then. These Hellions once again trying to push in, but they are not going to make it through this wall. No, not a fan of this factory placement at all. I've decided over the course of this week, I've watched him do it again and again and again. He salvages that bunker, he realises no attack is going to come since Grubby's walled himself in. And if we pop back into the base of Grubby, we see a robo facility and another gateway. So he will be operating off 3 gate, forge and a robo. That does say to me, potentially Colossi. But we shall see. Getting a gateway, so we could just use this for an observer and then Immortals. I would not blame him for that at all. Immortals really good now since the patch went live. Meanwhile, up in this base, we have Happy researching combat shields and stim. And now he built this starport and has yet to build a single thing out of it. Which makes me wonder why the hell he spent so much money on it. Is this something you've forgotten about, Happy, or are you just silly? He is currently supply blocked. He needs to get that supply depot built. Happy! Oh dear, Happy has fallen to pieces here. Dropping supply on this depot. That is bad. That is not good at all. Now we have the Hellions finally sneaking into the base. Now here they can do some damage. They are killing some probes, but it's not as much as they used to. 4 Hellions do still do a lot of damage. Lots of probes going down now, in fact. Nice force field there stops the Hellions for a second, but they are still going to catch some more probes. Oh dear, oh dear. Grubby is losing a lot of stuff there. That was a bad engagement for Grubby. If we look, workers killed 18. Losing 18 probes there. That is bad for Grubby. Grubby is now quite behind. He is here chrono boosting out his weapons level 1 upgrade. He is getting the robotic support bay. I was right, it was Colossus. Colossus tech is on the way. But he's now going to have to rebuild all those probes that he lost. So many probes. That is a big, big knock to your economy. And I like now that Happy is trying to capitalise on that by building a command centre. He is going to expand after doing economic damage to his opponent. I like that. That's well timed. This bio army, Happy quite rightly recognises, will not be enough to take out this small force of Grubby, so he does wisely back away. Grubby staying still in a very strong tactical position. This little wall-off is going to get even stronger once Colossi are out with the Thermal Lance upgrade. That's going to be so easy to defend. Of course, he does still have to watch out for this entrance now, since Happy has been using medevacs to elevator. I do apologise. Elevator over these rocks. I am super tired. I was up late last night losing to my fellow commentator Intensity at Starcraft 2. Now ground armour level 1 is on its way, and we have the first Colossus spawning, going straight into building a second one. Looks like he's ready to expand to a third base. This medevac though is full of Marines, could potentially drop back here, but Grubby is being clever, placing his stalkers just in the right position to discourage that, and moving a few units back to make sure he doesn't catch anything here. Now, the medevac is flying in, he is dropping, but he does force him to pick up immediately. Guardian Shield going down slightly late there to protect those probes, but it does at least discourage the drop from continuing. And once again, that medevac is forced away. Now we have a Twilight Council building for Grubby. So we have the potential for High Templar, Dark Templar, Blink or Charge. So much. The Twilight Council is of course so versatile. Again now dropping Marines outside, they stim in. But there's really nothing here to do a lot of damage to. And in fact that medevac could get caught. That's so close. Stalkers are very fast. one of the fastest units in the game, but it's not quite enough. They do knock it down to half health. So it will be harder to do drops with it in the future without losing units. Need some more for these to warp gates, and he is doing 2 Colossi out right now. And we did have Zealot legs upgrading, but now he's decided to go Blink instead. That makes more sense since he doesn't have any Zealots and he has plenty of Stalkers. So Blink is being upgraded, which I think is the right choice. That'll help him blink under any medevacs again if he decides to drop. No Thermal Lance upgraded yet, which is strange. Normally you'd have it by now. Now that you have 3 Colossi out, you'd expect to see the Thermal Lance upgrade. But no. Happy now, it looks like he's about to push with everything. I just realised my internal clock's not on. Look at that. Settings. Oh well, I'll fix that after this game. It'll be back for next week, I promise. Happy now is coming out with SCVs and the lot. This is pretty much all in. If he loses this, there's not much way he can come back against 3-base Gurbby. And now he stims in. Oh, but brilliant force fields there, blocking the Terran army. Stalkers need to focus down those Vikings. He does not want to lose all these Colossus. But it looks like the Colossi are going to go down. Lots and lots of damage being done to this bio army though. All the Colossi now die and the Vikings land, because this is an all or nothing push from Happy. Gurbby has double the food count, but most of that will be probes right now. In fact, pulling probes now to help defend this. This is so close, but it looks to me like Happy is going to be forced back. And if he's forced back, that is pretty much game over for Happy. There is, for me, 0 ways Happy can come back from this now. Sonic Storm is on the way. Ground Weapons level 2 is about to finish along with the ground armour. And it doesn't matter because Happy's GG'd. Grubbie goes 3-1 and advances in the Gigabyte Cup. Congratulations, Grubbie. That was some really good play every single game from the Protoss player. And in fact, was enough to make me want to actually switch to Protoss just for a little while. But I'm going to stick with Terran. So, ladies and gentlemen, that ends this run of the Gigabyte Cup series. I'll be back Tuesday with more games, running again, hopefully Tuesday to Friday without any problems. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next week.